The United States has a lot of land, but how did it get that land? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be explaining some ways that the United States got its land over history. One way that the United States got their land was for buying it. Basically, what happened was that the Louisiana Purchase was bought by Thomas Jefferson, and as you can see on the screen, it was about 2/3 of the United States that was purchased. That is literally one way how they expanded. They bought it. They bought land. And this Louisiana Purchase was basically purchased from France. So, but there was a rivalry at that time. Like, did France really own it? Was it really theirs to sell, etc., etc. So, and actually, it did lead to Lewis and Clark, basically, exploring the land, and their job was to document the geography, wildlife, and the wildlife there. They were supposed to find the fabled Northwest Passage, and they were basically supposed to befriend the Native Americans and show a sign of peace to them. Another way that the United States got their land is basically treaties with other countries. So, one thing that happened was there was a treaty with Spain that they made, and that treaty was called the Adams-Onis Treaty, and it was made by with the U.S. and the Spanish people, and it basically said that the Spanish people are going to willingly give up Oregon to the United States and set their territory to what is now California's northern border. And basically, the United States wanted Oregon because they wanted to expand to the Pacific Ocean. So, yeah, that's why they wanted Oregon, and that's what led John Quincy Adams to make the treaty with Spain. And then later on, in 1824, the United States made a treaty with Russia, and they gave up their claim to Alaska, and the U.S. now officially owns Alaska. Sadly, another way to get land is war. And basically what happened was the war between Mexico and the United States. And basically what happened was that President Polk thought that, the California and New Mexico should rightfully be mine. So basically they wanted the land. But so he wanted to declare war on Mexico. But the thing was, he wanted Mexico to start it. So he kind of got his wish. That kind of happened because he kind of secretly instigated them to start the war. And then that forced Congress to declare war. So basically, there were 3 parts to his plan. The first part of the plan was to secure Texas's border. The second part of the plan was to, capture New Mexico and California. The third part of the plan was to capture Mexico City, the capital of Mexico. And long story short, the United States won. Mexico was forced to give up half of its territory. Yay, that's land. And President Polk got New Mexico and California for about $15 million. And Mexico was also paid $10 million for the Gadsden Purchase, which was basically along the southern edge of Arizona and New Mexico.